my open referee sore.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, hold on a minute, guys. Let me put on my gloves before I before I yell, fight.
Yeah.
Before I say break. I don't want any AIDS blood flying into my open sore on my hand. And I don't want to get HIV.
They all have it.
So he just, I pulled on my pants and he just holds my dick and balls in his hand. He just cups them. And he goes, I think he looks down and he looks up at me and he's got like this face, like, it was just a face you don't want to see when you think you have herpes.
Yeah.
Like, eh. And I go, what? He goes, see my receptionist? What was her name? I think it was Ivy. Mm-hmm. Iris. He goes, see my receptionist, Iris? I go, yeah. He goes, Big Bush. This guy was 72 years old, and he was fucking his, like, mid-20s receptionist because he was a total, like, mobbed-out connected guy. So he's holding my dick and balls. And, like, I guess that reminded him, like, hey, the last time I saw this, it was my own, and I was inside Iris, and she had an enormous fucking never-been-touched bush before. And he goes, you see my receptionist, Iris? And I go, yeah. He goes, Big Bush. I swear.
What do you say?
I go, laughing? Really? And he goes, yeah. Hey, you like a big bush? I swear to God.
Real?
I swear to God. He's holding my, like a quarter of my, like now they've kind of rolled out of his hand. But like one of my nuts is still kind of in his hand and my penis is in his hand and because he's like gripping it. Yeah. So it does like a lever of an old cigarette machine. Yeah. And he's just holding it so I don't go anywhere. And he goes, because he realized he lost like three quarters of my balls fucking slipped out. And he's not going to let the penis go. And he goes, you like a big bush? And I go, like, what are you going to disagree with the guy? Yeah, I go, yeah. And he goes, you should get together with Iris. She got a nice big bush. JJ, she got a big bush, this girl. She got a nice big bush, JJ. And I'm like, all right, can we, and he goes, yeah. And he looks down. And he goes, but now I like also that he wanted to like sublet her to me. Yeah. Like this 72-year-old fat Italian guy already just fucking slobbered all over a 24-year-old Catholic girl with a big bush. And now he's like, you should go out with Irish, JJ.
You're going to get
she got a nice big bush. Nice big bush, JJ. You like that?
Yeah, he's first team. You're the JV guy.
We're up by 40. You want to get in there? You want to take a couple reps? We're up by 40 on the road. Let's not get hurt. Let's not pull any hammies out there when we're up by this much. Get Tom Brady out of there. Put in Bobby Hoyer. Bobby Hoyer's a bum, JJ. So he takes like this magnifying glass lamp. It's like a jeweler's loupe, but like as big around as like a saucer. Yeah. And it's like an inch thick. It's just a giant magnifying glass, like those mirrors in hotels by the bathroom. Yeah. With a lamp on it.
Still no glove, right?
No, he's just holding it. And he pulls me towards it.
By your cock and balls.
Yeah.
That's how a porno starts.
My balls are now completely out of his hand. I got very small balls. They're hard to hold on to. Yeah. My balls are now completely out of his hands. He's just holding my dick, and he goes, "Come here," and he like kicks it with his leg, like he's like you would like how I put my son in his car seat in the car while doing groceries and on the phone. Like he's got it where like he kicks the thing over, slides it, puts the lamp on with his elbow. Yeah. And then he just puts my penis under the lamp, and he looks at it, he goes, it's not herpes. And I go, well, what is it? He goes, JJ, do you masturbate? And I go, no. And he goes, would you say you masturbate once a day? And I go, oh, yeah. It was just so embarrassing. Yeah. And he goes, JJ, usually when a young man, like now all of a sudden he's like Mr. Professional. Yeah. Keep in mind, 55 seconds to 60 seconds ago, he's going, you should fuck Irish, JJ. She got a big bush. Yeah. He goes, JJ, when a young man masturbates, it's beneficial to use lotions, oils, any type of your local lubricants, KY jellies. I believe they make them. Johnson & Johnson has them also. So basically he was telling me I jerked off so much that I had a red mark on my penis. Wow. And I was elated and humiliated at the same time because I was elated I didn't have herpes, but at the same time I jerked off so much that I had hurt myself.
Yeah, I've done that. Sure.
Either way, you're not getting any action. Right. Like when you're like
from Big Bush Iris.
when you're like, no, it's not herpes. I just jerk off so much I gave myself a scab. Well, then just go down until where that starts. Just do that part. Just do the right side.
Just don't put that part in your mouth. Just kiss all the other
just
stuff.
do it. Play it like a harmonica, just on that one side. Tell us about. People are going to get very angry if we don't circle back to your nude. How does it work? What's the expression? I don't know. Your porn. CFNM. What?
CFNM. Clothed female, nude male.
And you like it, you said.
I'm a fan.
Did you ever have an experience like that?
No, that's why I'm like, I don't think most people do. I think you're in the rare case that's actually happened.
People don't realize, like, Tom Segura worked an oil rig in Alaska. Tom Segura's been to the South Pole or South Pole.
Yeah.
Tom Segura's at a weather station in the South. Like, he's done the most bizarre, random shit. He shared an apartment with a bunch of Muay Thai fighters at Fairtex Gym in Thailand, but he wasn't a fighter. He just bullshitted his way because he needed a place to crash and had no money.
Yeah.
Like, you've ridden elephants. It's true. You're a fascinating guy.
Thanks, man.
And you could charge that to the game. I saw somebody tweeted you, put that on my tab.
You have no idea. And I want to thank you and your listeners for coming out to a lot of my shows. Since, yeah, man. And,
no kidding.
For reals. And screaming Kingfish and charge it to the game in the middle of most, or if not all of my jokes.
When I run down on the beach, the lifeguard always comes out and goes, "Hey, don't go." I told you this already, right?
That
He
was
goes,
really
"Don't
great.
go in the water." Did I say it on the podcast? He goes, "Don't go in the water today." I was like, whatever. And then I got about like a quarter mile down the beach, and I went, "No fucking way!" Like, he just came out of the lifeguard stand, like, "Hey, hey," and I had my earbuds in. And he's pointing to. I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Don't go in the water today." His name's Dave.
Mm-hmm. So did you hit him on the way back? Did you see him?
And I loop back around. I started like Temescal Canyon, and I run down to like Patrick's Roadhouse and back. I think it's 2.1 miles, but I do it all in the sand. By the way, huge difference between running on the sand in the morning and running on the sand in the afternoon.
Really?
This is shit you would never think about.
Wait, what is the texture
The sand
of it?
in the morning is cold and firm, and there's a guy whose job it is to drive a fucking tractor with a beam behind him, and he drags it to keep all the sand flat and tight. And then in the afternoon, everyone's been on the beach, and they're running, and they're fucking, and they're fighting, and they're rolling around, and they're burying their fucking uncles up to, I don't want to go in the water.
Yeah.
So you're basically running in like knee deep, and like, oh my God. And you think like you're an out of shape piece of shit, and you realize, oh no, it's 2 PM as opposed to 8 AM.
And then you're really running in sand. It's like mud at that point.
It's like being on the moon. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I loop back around, and I made a point to run past his lifeguard stand.
Yeah.
And then I took my earbuds out, and I pointed at him like, "Good looking out, man. Like, thanks for the tip." I didn't say anything. I just pointed at him like, and gave the nod like, "Whatever you have unfinished, now's the time." And he goes, "There's Kingfish in there."
That's funny.
And
man.
I just sprinted home. I fucking took it up a notch.
That's
man.
funny, man. Yeah, you have a lot of great listeners.
Tom Segura is a janitor. He's in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
He's cleaning offices, fresh out of the joint, built like a brick shit house, wearing a janitor clothing, spills mop water. Not sure how mop water got on your janitor clothing. It just spilled all over the place.
It's basically because
you tried to save it from getting on yourself, and that's how it
was too. It was too full. The bucket was too full, and I was pulling the.
I know, but we don't want to bog this down with fucking janitor.
All right,
shop
I know.
talk.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Shop talk.
Right.
You know how it gets.
There you call it.
You know how it gets. The bucket's too filled with mop water. It's not completely brown yet, but it's brackish.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a tag team. It's gonna be called Winners. You know what I mean? We're gonna come out to Billie Jean by Michael Jackson.
So they come. I'm in my boxers and
boots and socks.
And Lara has called in like some of the other ladies that work there. And then they just start, Now,
when she calls them in, and I'm only interrupting because I'm asking questions I don't want left on the table.
Right.
Are you thinking this? Are you like, she's calling them in to humiliate me? You got to be thinking.
Yes.
You don't at this point think there's something sexual about to happen.
No, I think that because she's kind of, she was a bitch, she always had like a bad attitude. And so I knew, I didn't really have to deal with her because I'm just cleaning the place up. I'm not actually like on the staff there or anything. I thought she was just gonna.
You were lucky to have a job.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'll just take it so that I can keep working. And then they come in, and like 2 of them just fall down laughing to see me like that, and then.
But you're just standing there in your boxer shorts. It's not like you're like wearing a clown nose.
But I think they're not expecting that.
Oh, and they're drunk.
Yeah, and they're not.
That's right. They're fucking drunk. And
she's like, "You gotta come in here and see this." And
like, the Mexican guy's got his pants off.
And then one of them that was super drunk, basically after a little while, they make all their like, you're Mexican and like clean the place up, and they make all these jokes about like swimming over and like
when he's swimming your mop water over to
yeah, all that stuff. And then they're like, the taco shell stuff. And then one of them comes behind me and she drops my boxers. She pulls them down to my ankles, and then they start just, pointing and poking and laughing and just insulting me, in general. But then like,
now I think to make the story, people are like, well, who the fuck would put up with that? We can't get into specifics for legal reasons. This was a job that you at the time
to have this, man.
Had to have.
Yeah.
And if you did not have this job, there were going to be repercussions.
Yeah.
You can read between the lines on that.
Sure.
Okay. So you can't go, fuck this place.
I can't, and that's it's number one on my mind. But then I just start to get excited by the situation, and then that kind of leads to them getting more into hurling insults and like, throwing stuff at me.
Wait, they were throwing stuff at you? Like, what, office supplies?
Yeah. Like, I remember one of the girls just took a handful of staples and she just threw them at me.
Wow.
Yeah. And then.
Now you start getting aroused?
Yeah.
Visibly aroused.
Yeah.
And they're pointing at your penis and they're laughing at your Mexican penis that swam over.
Yeah. And then, like, I remember one of the girls, she took a marker and she wrote burrito and then pointed an arrow from my stomach. She wrote it on my stomach.
Lying.
No, she did. She wrote
You're
burrito.
lying.
And she put an arrow towards my dick, I swear to you.
With what, a Sharpie?
Yeah.
And you just stand there and let...
Yeah. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, like they're going to, this is going to lead to...
Oh, now you've turned the corner and you realize, oh, I get it. This is all a big game and somebody's going to wind up with...
Yeah. And then I made a mistake.
With eggnog on
because I thought like, oh, like now this, like it's on. Like I'm about, like this is... But they're all still fully clothed and I go... And I thought it was cool because everybody's been like pretty forward. I reach and I grab one of the girls by the ass, and that's when like she freaked out, and like she's like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
You're not a guy that somebody at that point in your life. You're not in a position where you can afford somebody to yell rape.
Right. Well, and then not just that, but like I thought she was about it, and then she was like, "What the fuck?" And she takes there was a, what's it called, like a paperweight, but it's on the main lady's, like the boss's coffee table, and she takes that and she throws it at me and it hits me here. It knocks out these 2 teeth. These are replacement teeth. And so that was kind of like the party was over, or it started to end at that point,
All right.
So I just, I clean up. I still have to clean the office, mind you. I can't just, so I have blood coming out of my mouth.
Are you still naked?
Yeah. And she was like, you need to fucking clean up all this shit that you made a mess. It's all stuff that they threw at me. It's all like the office.
This sounds like a horrible way to watch pornography. Like, this is the pornography you like?
You didn't have sex with them?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah, this is the opposite. You end up, like, missing. Usually they're supposed to blow you at a certain point.
No.
That's what I was waiting for. Like, at what point of the story, even the dog's like, when did you... Look at Cable's face. Look, behind you. What happened? I'll blow it.
No.
Oh, God. Hello.
One of them.
All right, you made your points. You disappointed everybody with your pornography story.
One of them did later, not that night. Later on, I think out of guilt, but it wasn't that night.
We're in her car?
No, in the office.
Really?
Yeah, but then it was like we just had sex, and she goes, that was terrible. That's what she told me when we were done.
It was terrible what they had done to you?
No, my performance. She said.
And your sexual performance was terrible?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Have you ever been having sex and lost your erection?
No.
This is sex talk. We should do a daily podcast of sex. Well, Katie Morgan does it. We should do the guy's point of view.
Sex without me.
You've never lost your erection during sex?
No. Not that,
Have you ever farted during sex?
Yeah, I mean, look who you're talking to, man. I fart.
The Mexican that spills mop water.
Yeah. Have you farted during sex?
I honestly, maybe like once.
I haven't.
Yeah, I did.
I haven't had the.
I did. I did. And then you immediately
sneak.
I totally remember this. I was like 18, 17, and I did, and I immediately this is how you cover it. You just immediately start making out with them like a